Olympus just announced their new lens roadmap for the future. And let's look what's new in the lens map. Hi there, I'm Peter Forsgard, an Olympus visionary and a professional photographer from Helsinki, Finland. And before we start talking about the new lens roadmap that Olympus just announced, please consider subscribing to my channel and hit that bell so you get notified when there is a new video online. My channel is all about you getting to be a better photographer. But let's start to talk about the new lens roadmap. And I have it right here. And I'm in the middle of renovating my studio, or it's not a studio, it's my room where I work and do these videos. And that's why this is going to be just a quick video. But I wanted to do this because this just came out. And the first lens is the 150 to 400 millimeter f4.5 lens that's been announced like 3 times. And yes, it's coming this, or not this year, but next year. And the first time it was announced was almost a year ago in January 2019, when it was actually the same time in Hamburg where they released the EM1X. So that lens is coming next year, and I'm very excited about the lens. It's going to be a great lens for wildlife photographers who use Olympus cameras quite a lot. But then we have another wildlife lens that is a 100 to 400 millimeter f5.0 to 6.3 lens, which is image stabilized, and this one is in the M.Zuiko lineup. So I have no idea or no knowledge how much weather sealing that lens is going to have, and I hope it will, because if it's going to be used as a budget version for wildlife photography, I think the weather sealing is quite important. I sincerely hope that it is. And then why this lens is so good for Olympus is that now people are buying the Leica version of that lens. So Panasonic has a 100 to 400 millimeter, I think it's f4 to 6.3 lens, and the difference is, of course, is the fastest aperture. The Panasonic lens is 4.0 and this one is 5.0 in the 100 millimeter focal length. And I don't know if that's a big deal. It all depends on how small that lens is, because the Panasonic 100 and 400 millimeter lens is quite small. And I hope this one will be a bit smaller. Most likely it will. And of course, it's interesting to see how these image stabilizer and the optical stabilizer work together. That's really important, you know, in a long lens like this. But this is a really, really good addition to Olympus lenses, and glad they really made it. And then there is a very interesting lens that needs to be thought a bit more. It's a 12 to 45 millimeter f4.0 Pro lens. And first when I saw this, I was like, why? They have the 12 to 40 millimeter and it's 2.8. Now, of course, this could be a small upgrade, but what I think this lens is really good for, I think it's a really good lens for the EM5 Mark III, because it's a smaller body, and of course, when the fastest aperture is 4.0, it's going to be a bit smaller lens than a 2.8 lens. So in that sense, that could be a good, and when it's a pro grade lens, it will have a very good weather sealing and dustproof, freeze-proof, etc., etc. So it's going to be a great lens for the EM5 Mark III, I bet. And of course, the image quality needs to be top-notch, and of course, the price should be reasonable. So it would make, or it will make, a great combo with EM5 Mark III, I bet. And then if we look at the roadmap, there is an update also for telephoto zoom lens. And what I suspect, this is not knowledge, it is only my speculation, that lens will be a 40 to 150 millimeter f4 lens. So it's going to be a slower version of the 40 to 150 millimeter 2.8 lens. And that's really interesting. And I think that also has something to do with the size. They want to make smaller lenses for the EM5 Mark III to make the whole combo even lighter than it's now. And I think it's a good way of going forward with the small size, and I think they're really delivering. But and then they have this, which has been there long, are the bright prime lenses, and I really hope that those lenses are upgrades for M.Zuiko line lenses for 17, 25 and 45 millimeter lenses that are weather sealed and are reasonably priced and are really small and goes nicely with the EM5 Mark III. So I think it's good that Olympus announced this roadmap now, because there's been a lot of rumors that Olympus is going away, but it's not. This kind of one of those proofs that it will. They are continuing to develop great lenses, and as they said in a recent interview, that there were going to be 2 cameras a year and 3 lenses a year, and now we have 3 lenses here. So Olympus is live and well. And next you might want to watch this old video from last year that I made and what lens to get next. And after this year this video should be upgraded. But hey, thanks for watching and bye for now.